So I go to the bar, and I kind of just sit there, and I'm just like, well, whatever. Um, I like the atmosphere regardless, and I'll just sit here, have a couple of drinks, and when it gets time to leave, I'll just, fuck it. I might not even get dances after all. It's so dead in here. I don't know. Maybe one of these girls is, might fit my type. I might get at least one.
Well, I'm sorry. You say you've said this multiple times that you like the atmosphere.
I do.
It's just like loud music, guilt, shame, and repressed memories.
Yeah. It's perfect. I love the lighting. I love the color schemes. I love looking at booty, obviously.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. And I don't know, it just seems like it's just a lively place. And I feel like even as I mature and I realize like this is just a business, I can still enjoy that atmosphere without being suckered into spending hundreds of dollars every fucking time. So yeah, I just kind of like those places. It's like the ambiance of a dance club without me feeling obligated to dance because there's no dance floor for me at least. So it's perfect world for me. And I sit at the bar, start getting my drinks. Blue Moon, that's all I drink. And I don't know, time goes by a little bit, not even that long before Dancer's kind of like sitting next to me, and she's looking at the food menu, and she mentions sushi. Now, there's a Chris Rock bit about you having to be super fucking hungry to have to eat at a strip club. Like, you ate strip club chicken wings? Like, man, you couldn't walk, like, just a few doors down to the 7-Eleven? Like, I don't know how he puts it, but the concept of his routine is in my head. That if you are desperate enough to eat strip club food, like, you've got to be desperate to stay in that place. Like, you've got to be hungry. Like,
It's kind of fucked, actually, because in my mind, it's the equivalent of eating in a bathroom.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be. Like, you go into these places, and strip clubs are actually pretty clean and nice and shit, but just because of what it is, I don't know if it's the Catholic guilt attached to what the fuck, but it's like, oh, you can't eat. Like, you can drink here, but you can't eat here?
Right.
I don't know, and I've actually seen reviews on Fantasy Girls, one of the ones down the street, on 4th.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, they have the best sushi in town.
Wow. That's amazing. Dude, I shit you not. Like, she was telling me that it's half off on Sunday and Monday, and I feel like I just want to go just for the sushi.
Damn, really?
Yeah, because she mentions it. She mentions sushi, like, oh yeah, you surfing sushi. I don't know. She mentions the word sushi, and I immediately, like, that routine comes to my head. I look up, and just like, sushi? Here? And she's like, yeah. And she like shows me the menu, and there's a whole fucking selection. As if I wasn't at a strip club, I was at an all-you-can-eat sushi place, like the Pier or...
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, there's a whole selection. Whole side of the menu devoted to sushi. And I'm like, there's no fucking... This is amazing. Yes, I will take your strip club sushi. This is the best day of my life. I was already a little buzzed. And... we start talking or whatever, and I get to the point that I mentioned it's my birthday or whatever. It's kind of a tradition that I come here, and I'm trying, I say trying as if like I'm actually trying to do it. No, if there was any day that I was ever naturally smooth, I would like to believe that it was this day on my birthday, because I went in there with the mentality that I'm not going to try to get any of these girls. I'm not going to try to seduce. It's just business. I'm here just to get drinks, a couple dances, and leave. I'm not going to try anything more than that because there's no point, right? But that's the secret, isn't it? Because I didn't try it all, and I was just letting her know, like, yeah, it's kind of just become a sort of a tradition. I was just noticed it was happy hour. I was going to come in, do what I had to do and get out. And the more and more we talk, and this is going to sound very ignorant for me to say.
Was the bartender or a stripper?
This was the stripper.
Okay.
This part is going to sound very ignorant of me to say. But it's because of the establishment that we're in, just like with the food thing. She was surprisingly, and that's where it's ignorant, like, it had to be a surprise. She was surprisingly extremely intelligent. Like, we were talking about numerology and art.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Numerology has nothing to do with intelligence. That has to do with being fucking obsessed with zodiacs.
Not necessarily. It doesn't have to be about zodiac.
That's all I've ever heard about it being about.
Oh, numerology, I mean, follows all sorts of different things. Like, shit, I read a book in about high school. It was about, like, a Jewish family. Actually, two Jewish families. One which was part of a, like, Orthodox church, like, very strict. One that was a bit more loose. And the Orthodox family, like, they had... I forget exactly what it's called. It's been a long time since I read that book. But numerology is extremely present, apparently, in Orthodox Judaism. The way that they, like, use numbers and words to connect certain themes and whatnot and make their priest plans or whatever the fuck they do. I don't know.
And this is Jewish people?
Yeah, but I mean,
with,
like...
With numerology, so numbers and shit?
Yeah.
That's probably why they run the world.
Well, I mean, honestly, yeah.
Also, you are an asshole because, as you know, I mean, it could be an urban myth, but most college kids are just stripped to get their way through college.
That's true.
I was trying to make a joke, it didn't land.
But probably because it's actually... We're too progressive.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. It's just... And I need to point this out right now, that I put women in general... As sexist and ignorant as I come off all the time, I need to point it out there that I actually put women on a very high pedestal.
Me too.
Female vocalists are my favorite. I don't think there's a single match for female vocals when it comes to music. And, I mean, their bodies. I mean, it helps that I'm not gay, maybe. I don't know. But I think that the human body, especially in the woman form, is just the most beautiful thing. And honestly, I just can't ignore that even when you think that you were running into a girl who's dumb or naive or whatever, I can't help, maybe it's because of my experiences, like with Sam and stuff, and the strippers and not in TV, that most of the time, they're not dumb. In fact, they're extremely genius, and they're just playing dumb because that's all part of the game to get whatever they want from you. Women are extremely intelligent, and they rule this world as far as I'm concerned.
That's why I hate Nicki Minaj so much. Because Nicki Minaj is actually quite intelligent, but she dumbs down her music to fucking make money.
Exactly, just to rule the world and earn money. And I can't... it's like, yeah, I hate that. I hate that some people, I feel, don't have the honor to try to make the world a better place. And, like, let's cut off all this, like, secretism and passive-aggressive bullshit and all that. But I can't help but respect it because it's like, damn, you're so smart that you're... Not only are you so intelligent to have realized all that and cook up a plan and everything, but also... Like, I'm not strong enough to do that. Even if I was to come up with a plan and, like, realize how to manipulate people, if it's not exactly... Like, yeah, I like being an asshole to people. Like, at my job, I can be fake enough to sell them a hotel room, but I wouldn't be able to fake my entire life and personality and career, especially when it's in public's eye, in order to just boost my life. Like, I couldn't do that. So for women to do that, a lot of them, all the time, to just be living a life that's just perpetually just wearing a mask just to manipulate the masses, like, God, I gotta respect that. Like, you are fucking dedicated.
Well, I mean, not all of them do.
Well, no.
And unfortunately, I mean, I don't mean this, I'm not bragging about it, but it's a man's world. And it shouldn't be.
No.
And, I mean, they really are the underdogs, but, I mean, I'm not sexist either. I just really like being an asshole. I like making jokes about shit that people don't necessarily like joking about or hearing jokes about. I don't think that pedophilia is funny. I'm not sexist. I just make jokes about it.
Exactly.
And it's because I have hardcore, deeply rooted issues that I refuse to deal with, so I make jokes to feel better. That's what it boils down to. Anyway, yeah, I think women... Dude, Christina is way fucking stronger than me, and it fucking makes me sad when she doesn't think it. When she doubts herself. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, if I was in your position right now where you're fucking single mom with rent way higher than mine, with a job and like a shitty fucking car and all these bills, she has way more bills than me. She's pulling it off on her own. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't be able to do that shit. I would have broken down already.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It sucks because women are strong, and I feel like they're not strong because they have to be. It's just that they are, and we make them have to be because we suck.
And you know what's also...
We're Neanderthals.
Oh yeah, we really are. We're so simple-minded. It's fucking embarrassing. It's
Booty.
That's all. Yeah. They want us. They know they want it. Fucking dumb. Shit, I was gonna say something. Neanderthal, simple-minded, women.
Strong?
Oh yeah, I don't know if this is exactly what I was gonna say, but kind of the same thing. Sam, even on my breakfast morning, maybe it's because of how I was feeling the day before, and I hadn't talked to her in so long, and it was kind of like a, you know what, why do I even care anymore kind of feeling, but I was just looking at her, and she kind of saw it in my face, like, you know, what's on your mind? And I was just like, I have questions. She's like, okay. And for the first time ever, after knowing her for like 2-3 years now, I finally just like, I had to ask just point blank, black and white, no passive aggressive bullshit, no game playing, no act, no nothing, just how much of our friendship is legit. And of course she fired away with like the let's escape this right away answer, like all of it. And it's just like, look, let's not be dumb. Let's be civil about this. Like, you know, whether we admit to it or not, or whether we realize it or not, we fall into gender norms. I have the mentality that I need to save the world. I need to be the man. I need to be there for you. So I've tried to do that a lot of the times for you. That's why I paid for a lot of the stuff. That's why I tried to make the sacrifices that I did. Try to always be there for you, blah, blah, blah.
Baseball game.
Exactly. Your gender norm, you know, I'm not trying to say... Like, I'm not trying to be offensive when I say this. It's just, I even explained it to her and even a few coworkers. We, as men, have done this. It's our own fault. It's backfiring on us. We have created this over the period of evolution and mankind, the history of mankind, all of the oppression we've done to women have turned that, and as well as just evolution as far as like their gender roles back in ancient times, like harvesting and looking at berries and stuff, all of that has culminated over evolution and social evolution to the point that they are, like I said, extremely intelligent and mass manipulators. And whether they want to admit or not, whether they realize it or not, they fall into gender norms just as much as we do, and those gender norms usually include using your body or playing dumb or just doing that thing that guys tend to be drawn towards in order to get stuff, whether that be money or shelter or even just company or even just pure entertainment, like women just fucking with dudes just to lead them on just for their own evil joy. It happens. And I explained this all, so please just be honest with me. That's all I've ever wanted with you, how much of that was going on. And I even told her about stuff like, look, I'll be honest with you, I haven't always been honest with you, and here's some lies right on the table here. And like, so we got to have that conversation finally, and I mean, goddamn, I've done it again. This has gone way off the point, but it's just that, oh, I remember now. I'm talking to her about all this stuff, and the reason why I have to go on into all this is I'm explaining to her, like, because of all my experiences throughout life, all the past relationships, all of the good things, all the wrong things, my experience have boiled me down into this person where I am emotionally broken. I don't know if I'll ever be fixed again. I've tried multiple times. It's just a thing. I have bad trust issues, blah, blah. I'm explaining all of this to her, and I straight up tell her, like, one of the reasons why we have such a fucked up relationship is all because of my fault. And I'm willing to admit that. It's because I have trust issues, and it's because it's like a roller coaster in our relationship. We'll start hanging out, we'll have good times, you'll start laughing at my jokes, and I'll get that feeling that it's real. And, you know, she's on her own now. She doesn't need anything from me. So it's like, oh, yeah, this is a real friendship. But then my demons take hold in my mind. And we stop hanging out for like a few days. And then all of that comes back to me. Like, she was just using you. Like, she just needed something from you that day. Blah, blah, blah. And it all goes downhill. And just our entire history of friends was a roller coaster like that. Up, it's real. Down, no, she's using me. And at one point, I just told her, I will probably never 100% believe you when you tell me that, like, you're my friend, and that, especially not that you love me, blah, blah, blah. And when she told me the exact same thing to me, and immediately hearing that from the other end, I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? I love the shit out of you. How dare you say that? But once I realized that, I was like, oh, I get it. So, I mean, I really, the whole point of that is just like, she can have those same feelings as me, but whereas those feelings for me, the man, just cripple me and cause me to spend 2 years in a clinical depression, she's out there fucking making money, still working her ass off at her job, not getting early
actually
outs.
getting a better job and a car,
working her way up while I'm working my way down, because women are, whether it be natural or we did it too, they are stronger.
Look at me. Like, Christina and I don't live together, and I'm a fucking mess. Like, my house could be messier, but I function, and that's basically it. Like, it took me 8 months to do my fucking dishes.
Yeah, exactly. That's me too.
And
exactly.
Honestly, it's just good writing material. That's the only way I can chalk it up. I have a fucking line where I'm just talking about Lego. I listened to Aesop Rock's Klutz and hot dogs, and I got in the mood of writing some shit like that because it just felt like real, honest. Like he was overt enough to be honest about some certain shit. Like here it is. I don't care what you think. This is just what it is about me. I was like, you know what? Okay. And I ended the verse with something about me being committed, or like I will never admit it because the last thing I need is to be committed. And it wouldn't take those cunts 8 months to do the dishes. Because I was also saying that I was, you know, it's self-inflicted, my depression's self-inflicted, all that shit. But it really is. I mean, dude, I fucking love this little shit right here, but he doesn't get as much affection as he would if we were still living together. Because he has to sleep in a fucking cage while I'm at work. So I'm trusting not to tear up my fucking garbage.
Right.
But if we lived together, he'd be with her, sleeping in the bed and shit, and he'd be a lot happier too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, they're way fucking stronger. And like, she's doing all this shit. She's getting her car fixed. She's coming over to see me, and it's like, dude, she's like fucking babysitting me even from across town, basically.
With an extra mouth to feed too.
Yup. And I feel fucking horrible.
Well, I mean, it's not good, but it's a step. It shows. It's not a good thing that you feel horrible, but it's a sign that you're at least mature enough to understand that, you know, it's bigger than just you. You know what I mean? Like this whole conversation has been about. It's good that you're feeling that in just the respect that you're not just being an average dumb fucking guy. You're just like, oh, that's her problems, and just going back to your shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're actually feeling for her. You're actually trying to put yourself in your shoes. You're actually understanding her situation. If more people did that, maybe we'd have world peace.
Maybe. Well, it sucks too because I offer her help and she does not want it. Like, she's like, you don't have to do that. Like,
independent.
But I fucking want to. Stop being... Because like I tell her, like, look, you've proven that you can do this. You don't need to do that anymore. Let me fucking help you.
Right. Just because you've proven you can doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah, and I worry about her punk ass.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. I totally get it. I even told Sam, on that day for the first time, like, even when we were at each other's throats, like, even during the worst of times when I was just thinking, like, God, that bitch, she was using me this whole time, none of it was real, fuck that, like, minutes after a fight, can't argue with what the heart wants. Like, I just, even at my most angry of times, the times where I hated her the most, I also just couldn't let go of the fact, like, but I still want her in my life. Fuck, why? Why is this feeling? And that's actually what's convinced me it was love, because I don't know what comedian it was or what show it was, or maybe it was just a culmination of them that kind of built that idea into my head. But my idea is, a true friendship doesn't even have to be a relationship, like a loving relationship, a romantic one, I mean, but any relationship with another human being. I've gotten to the point now that it's only 100% real, and you only can tell if it's 100% real when it's survived the downs. Like, because anybody can be with you during the up times. That's when it's happy. It's not until you've been through some bad times, you've fought a few times, it's gotten ugly, maybe they've, you know, if you guys know some deep, dark secrets that only you two know of each other, and it's still, like, you still talk, like, that is survival. That means something. Like, that's a true bond, because you have this to hold on to that nobody else has.